Okay, so today we're going deep on this pretty creaky story that you sent us.
Oh yeah, this one's definitely unsettling.
Yeah, it's from that Chills and Thrills podcast.
Right, right. Yeah,
Oh.
I think I've heard of that one.
Yeah, and this guy Chris tells a story about a really disturbing weekend he had like 3 years ago at this cabin.
Oh wow,
Yeah, deep in the woods, rented it with some friends.
classic setup, right?
Totally. And you asked us to kind of look at what happens when these, peaceful getaways go wrong.
Yeah, what takes that peaceful, like nature retreat and turns into something scary?
Right, exactly. And why those stories kind of stay with us, you know?
It is interesting, right? Like we seek out that tranquility and then boom, it's disrupted.
Yeah, and that's exactly what happened here, right? Like Chris and his friends, they just wanted to unplug for a weekend, no tech.
Oh, the irony.
I know, right?
Yeah,
So they go to this remote cabin, isolated, surrounded by trees.
just quiet in nature.
Exactly. And at first it probably was,
I play tell it.
until the second night. Oh, what happened?
So Chris describes this howling wind starts picking up, and he says there's this heavy feeling in the air.
It's like all those little sensory details, right? That get under your skin.
Right, and they totally prime you for what's about to come.
Exactly. Like we're already on edge just hearing about it.
Totally. And then bam, 2 a.m. Chris is jolted awake by this knocking on the front door.
Oh, no.
Yeah, and he's like half asleep. So he thinks it's a dream at first,
Mm-hmm.
but then it happens again like three slow, deliberate knocks.
Oh, that's creepy.
Right. So he wakes up his friend Jamie and they go to check it out.
Okay, so what do they find?
Nothing. The porch is empty, front door's locked.
Huh, so it's just a dream then.
Well, that's what they thought at first. But then they see these wet, muddy footprints leading away from the door.
Leading into the woods.
Straight into the woods, yeah.
So someone was there.
But here's the thing, the footprints, they go like 20 feet and then just stop.
No turning back.
Nope. Like whoever it was, they just vanished.
That is so strange.
Right, like how do you explain that?
Yeah,
You can't really, which is what makes it so eerie.
totally. So they go back inside, completely freaked out, obviously.
I wouldn't be able to sleep.
Yeah. And then a couple hours later, around 4 a.m., the old radio in the cabin suddenly turns on.
What? On its own.
Yeah, it just starts blaring static, and then this faint voice comes through.
What does it say?
Leave before it's too late, just repeating over and over.
Chills. Literally chills.
I know, it's like straight out of a horror movie, right? But this is supposed to be real.
And that's what makes it so scary.
Exactly. So at this point, they're like, okay, we are out of here.
Smart move.
Right. So they pack up, and as they're leaving, Jamie snaps a quick photo of the cabin.
Oh, just like a memento.
Yeah, exactly. But later, when they're looking at the picture, they see this face in one of the windows.
A face, like looking out.
Yeah, an old pale face staring right at the camera.
But they didn't see anyone there.
Nope. And they swear the cabin was empty.
That is so creepy.
Right. Like it's like this photographic evidence of something they couldn't explain.
Proof of the unexplainable.
Totally. And at the end of his story, Chris just gives this chilling piece of advice.
What did he say?
He said, if you ever stay in an old cabin, listen carefully to the knocks.
It sends shivers down your spine just hearing that.
Right, because it makes you realize that something as simple as a knock on the door could be so much more.
Especially when you're in an isolated place.
Exactly, like suddenly all those normal sounds become suspect.
It's that disruption of normalcy that really gets to you.
Absolutely, and it's what makes these kinds of stories so effective,
Totally, like it makes you question what's real and what's not.
Right, like is it just our imaginations running wild, or is there something else out there that we don't understand?
Like maybe there are things that defy logic and explanation.
Yeah, and I think that's what keeps us coming back to these stories.
The unknown is just so fascinating and terrifying at the same time.
It really is, and it makes you think twice about booking that secluded cabin in the woods.
Or at least about answering the door.
Yeah, exactly.
Listen carefully to the knocks.
That's right. Listen carefully.